All right, hey everybody, welcome to After Sunrise. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher and Kevin Charette.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Alex and I talked a lot last week. Maddie's
I heard.
We did not.
We're just going to sit back. And
Yeah.
Maddie,
Oh, I
you
have to
take
talk the whole time?
Okay, so here's the thing. Kevin and I were talking about this. Everyone went off in the newsroom, went off for spring break, last week.
Was it really quiet?
And it was super quiet. And so Kevin and I are looking at each other going like, oh my gosh. Like it was a lot.
To Phil.
We did not have a break.
No, we did not.
We did not have a break. I know.
I'm so sorry.
We talked about a little bit of everything.
I'm looking for pity.
I know. It was really nice, I gotta tell you. It really
so
was.
talk about your being absent.
Okay, yeah, so we camped at the beach. We went to Morro Bay.
Love Morro Bay. by the way.
I know, me too. And it gets kind of cloudy and cool in Morro Bay, and it certainly was. Like it was.
Wait, did you say you camped? In a tent?
Yes.
Oh, that's chilly Long Beach for a tent for me.
Oh, I love
But the
tent
thing
camping.
is, like, it can be chilly, but like overnight lows aren't that cold at the beach. I mean, mountain camping gets much colder than beach
yeah.
camping, because
you bundle
it
up.
can get
chilly
into
for
the
my blood.
50s.
You bundle up.
Oh,
mean, you
I
can-
wasn't cold at all. Like every night, I feel like my sleeping bag's like an oven. Like you go to bed like in all these layers because you've been outside at the campfire where
Yeah.
you are bundled up, but then like start just cooking in the tent and in the sleeping bags. But it was so nice. We got there on Sunday and there was some sun Sunday. And so luckily we did go to the beach a little bit, but then there was a lot of clouds. Like it was pretty cloudy on Monday. We prayed for sunshine and we got some on Tuesday, but we forgot to pray for warmth because it was still plenty cold with the sunshine on Tuesday, but we took advantage. Like, okay, it's sunny, let's go lay out at the beach. But we were like laid out, completely
You know what?
covered up.
I just noticed you did not get a sunburn.
No, but I couldn't.
have sun.
I tried. No, I didn't try. I tried to get a tan, but
Yeah.
they're a little tanner
And
than
the
they
thing about
were.
Morro Bay is you have to go to Cayucas to really get on the beach. Morro Bay doesn't really have beaches per se right there.
Yeah, it does.
You kind of have to go down to get a big beach.
No.
They do have.
They have lots of beaches.
Yeah, they have. I think you're thinking of like where the.
Maybe
the,
Cambria?
No, I think
Maybe
you're
not?
thinking of where the dock is, like the boardwalk.
The Embarcadero?
The Embarcadero, yeah,
Yeah,
Embarcadero.
but you got to go
there's-
really far down past like the
Well, just
No,
on the other
not at
side of the
seafood
rock.
house, the taffy place. You got to go all the way as you're going towards.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
Cayucas.
like you can walk. You can walk there.
It's
and
still
just on the
Morro
other
Bay.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
camped all my life. I've grown up camping in Morro Bay. Like it's called Morro Dunes is one of the really popular ones that's just off the Embarcadero. Like it's very close.
towards Cayucas, right?
I mean, it's Morro Bay.
Well,
if that's
yeah,
what you mean.
I
But
mean,
yes,
I've
it's on the
walked it.
side that's close to
Yeah, that side. You go to
is-
the other side, you run into the rocks.
Okay, yeah. But no, I mean, there's lots of beaches in Morro
Oh,
Bay.
okay.
Which is also like that area. The
Easy
Embarcadero.
access beaches, I should say, because I mean I've walked it. I don't know. I just have never. I've always had to go to Cayucas to get the real wide open beach with the.
So you want to
Here.
go, and they've connected it now. You kind of go like, you go past the water treatment plant.
Yeah, I know that is.
And there's Morro Dunes is the campground here,
Oh, okay.
and then there's all the dunes right across from it, and there's the beach there.
Oh, okay.
And then I actually ran this quite a few times. Morro Strand is the other campground. That's where we stayed, and it's right on the beach. So like you're here, and the dunes are here. So like you're just literally on this side of the dunes.
Okay.
And so like the kids could play, and they could walk to the beach themselves. So that was really nice that they could like, okay, go, just stay together, and no one get in the water without us, please. But there was, it was really interesting. I don't think I sent this picture, but and I guess this is a yearly thing. Thousands of dead jellies on the beach. Thousands of them.
That's really ooh.
Okay,
Oh,
these
this
are
is
no.
not-
These are the elephant seals.
They're not dead.
It looks like driftwood. Okay, so you see the white on the sand there that looks like water?
Yeah.
That's not water. Those are dead jellies.
That's really.
don't step on them.
I was gonna say that's dangerous.
And your
well,
kids are
they're
bare
not.
feet.
You can walk in them. I
what?
did.
No, I
They
wouldn't
won't
want
hurt
to.
you.
Sting you?
They're called
Yeah.
By the Wind Sailors. Justin looked them up.
So they don't sting you?
I mean, if they were alive, they probably could, but they're not like, what are the other ones?
Is this normal for them to
Manowars or
die on the
something
beach
like
every
that?
I do not know my jellyfish.
I don't either.
Hey, Hamilton, if you're watching, look at he's wearing your jersey.
What?
One of the boys was wearing the Hamilton jersey, number 12.
Oh, his Condors jersey?
Yeah.
Yes, they love their Condors jersey. But yeah, so we went up to San Simeon, that's there, looking at the elephant seals. We went to the Avila Barn. I love that
love
place.
the Avila Barn.
Have you ever been there, Kim?
I'm trying to remember. Is it towards
It's in Avila.
Cambria? Oh, it's in Avila.
Yeah, which
I don't
is
think so.
like between...
It's just right outside of Pismo.
Right outside
I
of
think
Pismo,
that's
yeah. It's
probably
The boys
between
ever
Morro
been
Bay
to
and
Hearst
Pismo.
Castle?
No, we've never done Hearst Castle.
That's a
Justin's never done it
fun-
either.
You've never done it either?
No, I have,
Oh.
but he hasn't.
Oh, wow.
No,
that's-
Hearst Castle. When did you do that?
Well,
Was that-
I've
did
been
you do that
to
for Sunrise?
I did it for a
Adventures?
Sunrise Adventure,
Yeah.
but I've been to every tour.
Oh wow.
Oh, you have?
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
because there's like, what, 4 or 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
Something like
You have to do that.
It's
That's
fun.
incredible.
Because I know they do like the standard tour, you know, which was like, but then they do the upstairs. Isn't it like an upstairs tour?
Yeah,
And then there's like an old Hollywood tour.
They section it out
Yeah, they
because
section it
the
out. Yeah, it was
castle's
so
huge.
big, yeah.
So cool.
But it's worth taking
Yeah.
the family too.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I figured maybe when they're a little bit older, like there's a lot of breakable things in Hearst Castle. I feel like.
Yeah, they've got it pretty. Or they're old enough.
I mean,
I mean, they're
I-
old
it's-
enough, but I don't know that it would be that worth it to take them. I don't know how much they would enjoy it at this point.
I don't
No, I
either.
actually think they
Think?
would, because and the
Yeah.
reason why is because everything is so grand. And
Right, I
like,
mean, it's cool.
I mean, it's not like
Get
a
to see the
museum. It's not like
pools
a
and-
traditional museum. I mean, everything is gaudy. Everything is like
Yeah.
grand and
Dining
everything.
room and
It's
the
beautiful. Yeah, and then like
It's
you
a
know,
good history
there's
lesson for them, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
For
I
sure.
think they would actually think that they would like it.
Okay.
Because it's not like I said, it's not like your traditional
Museum.
museum.
I haven't
Watch
been
the
since I was like a preteen.
Watch a Sunrise Adventure.
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
What do tickets run? Like $30 a person?
$37 a person.
I don't know if they
there
are
you go.
now. So
Yeah,
I guess
$37 a person right now.
Okay.
So it's like $35, but then there's
But
like
it's
the 2 something fee.
But you could spend lots of time up there. I mean, a good half day.
Oh,
Okay.
easily.
It's a lot of
easily.
hiking.
Yeah.
A lot of walking upstairs. Yeah. No.
And then they have that exhibit down at the bottom before you take the
you can
bus
have lunch
up.
down there.
Yeah.
A restaurant. Yeah.
And then isn't it kind of like a museum thing, like or like an exhibit center?
Yeah, it's small, but yeah.
Yeah.
But they have you can have lunch down there, and then you take the tram up to the top, and you
Okay.
get to see where they used to have the tigers and the lions.
Oh my
and-
gosh.
They have like giraffes. and-
cages
I think
and-
there's
yeah,
some
it's a
zebras
full-on
that are
zoo.
still.
No, there no zebras. I never saw.
Really? I
seen
thought there
zebras.
were.
I haven't
saw
seen them.
zebras.
But you can still see the cages.
You know the
From the
whole
animals?
land,
Yeah, from
the
the-
whole like property is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, because I was just in San Simeon just a couple of days ago, and it was just like another reminder of how populous California is, and then you drive just down that. What is that road? Oh, it's PCH, right? Isn't it? Yeah, you
The
just
one.
driving down the one. And it's just so peaceful.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there's,
I know.
there might be a home here, there might be a home there. But
Yeah.
like it's just, you almost feel like you're just connecting with nature,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just beautiful.
But maybe next year, because like I said, you see the castle, but you also learn about William Hearst and his legacy and his
Yeah.
empire, and how what throws me back is how they built that castle in those times. There was no cranes, there was no motorized vehicles. It was hard
When was it built?
labor. I forget the year Hearst Castle was done.
20s, 30s.
Hey Siri, when was Hearst Castle
I
built?
mean, shoot, we're going to talk about that. Talk about, all the other things.
Here's an answer from CastleTourist.com.
Well, while I'm looking this up, let's see. I just know it was back in the time. It was.
I thought it was like in the late 20s or
that sounds
early
right.
30s.
Early 1900s.
I looked up some castle somewhere else, but anyway.
Wrong castle.
Thanks, Siri.
Yeah, no, it was so cool. And it's so just lush right now over there. I mean, it's always lush, right?
Right.
But especially like Avila,
Okay, so
you found the date?
Yeah, so 1919,
1919. Okay.
and then the entire property, everything there, because I mean,
It took time.
I mean, come on, you were just talking about it. It's huge. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
massive castle. It's a massive property. The final touches on everything. It was fully completed in 1947.
Wow.
Well, because
So-
a lot of the
That's wild.
infrastructure, a lot of the stone stuff like that was not from here. It came from other countries. So they had to bring it in boats, and it's a pretty interesting story about William Hearst. And he was a recluse, but he had people from all over the world come and stay at Hearst Castle. Presidents
interesting.
and
It is on
yeah.
127 acres.
Wow.
That's the property.
I've always
is
wanted to
huge.
swim in the Neptune pool.
Oh, I know.
You can rent out Hearst Castle.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard that. That's right.
It's a lot of money.
Maybe for your 50th.
For my 50th, okay. You're gonna rent that out for me? Have a party at Hearst Castle?
Wouldn't that be
the
epic?
Neptune
That'd be
pool is
wild.
nice. I love the Neptune pool, but the indoor pool is even grander.
I
So,
remember that.
Yeah.
Going down just like a rabbit hole here. So William Hearst inherited, because we all know, like he inherited like
newspaper.
millions of dollars. Yeah, I mean he
was a
inherited
newspaper,
millions of dollars. Well, he inherited $11 million in 1919,
Whoa.
which is equivalent to about $200 million today.
Right.
Crazy.
And I think it was Hearst Publishing, or it was a newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah, a newspaper, magazines, radio stations, all of that. So just imagine, like, what would you do with $200 million if you just, like, all of a sudden inherited
Inherited $200 million?
$200 million. Like that, isn't that crazy? He's like,
He just
I'm
inherited
done.
$200 million.
It's like,
He's out. He's going to go rent the Neptune pool for his 50th.
I am the new owner of KGT TV. No.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then of course and I remember this is all coming back to me. So it was built in 1919, but then during the Roaring 20s and 30s, it was just party after party after party. They had the airport there. People were flying in.
wow.
I mean, it was like the spot. It was like the spot
It was a
to
club.
be.
I mean, 2 pools, a tennis court,
People would stay for
racquetball.
days on end. Like, I mean, it almost kind of gives you like Great Gatsby feel.
Oh,
Like a
100%.
Great
Very
Gatsby
much so.
feel. Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
It was so beautiful though over there right now. I mean, the hills are so lush and green. Everything is so beautiful. There's wildflowers. Right now, I mean, take a drive to the coast and just go soak it in. I just couldn't stop staring at the trees and the foliage and then the succulents, and it was so beautiful right
And this
now.
is kind of a downtime for the elephant seals, I think, because I didn't notice as many. Like, I've been there and the beach is just...
So none of the males are there right
Yeah.
now. The
Right.
males are all off
And the females
in
are
like
like,
Alaska.
thank goodness.
The women and the women, the females and the babies, but they're like
Right.
they're a couple months now.
Because I
forget how
think
big they told
December
us
is
they're
like
born.
the prime time to
Well,
go.
that
They're
is-
fighting. It's pretty...
So
No,
yeah,
you want to early
No,
December's
that's-
mating season, I
Yeah.
think.
No. Well, so
Yeah.
mating season happens in late fall to early winter,
Right.
and then the pups are born between like December and March.
Okay.
So,
I've
like-
heard the prime time is going during
You want to
mating.
see the
Yeah,
males
yeah.
fighting.
Oh, my.
Oh.
It's violent.
It's
It is
wild.
It is a.
It's wild.
It's a literal bloodbath.
Yeah. And
That's
they're
so-
loud.
You see blood
They're
everywhere.
loud.
That's so crazy.
And the sound that they make, I'm not
Oh.
going to do it, but like
Yeah.
it is.
Please do
I know.
enlighten us.
I don't even know. It's like a grunt.
Like
Yeah,
it's
it's like-
literally.
Yeah.
Like
but-
I mean, the first time you hear it, you go,
creepy.
"What is that?" It's like, it's like in the throat, like deep in the throat, and they like. I mean, it sounds like, like your old uncle snoring on the couch or something. I mean, that's what it sounds
They're
like.
crazy to see. I mean, even the women with the women.
women.
Why do I keep saying the women? Even the females would start to fight, like, and get at each other, and it's so funny watching them come in and out of the water because they're like go a little bit and then like they gotta
to
stop
take a
and
break.
rest.
My favorite is
and
when
then they go a little bit more and they stop and rest.
My favorite is when they're sitting there and they're just like getting the sand,
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
flip the sand on themselves.
and they just like flip.
I mean, I get it. I did that too because it was kind of cold.
Well,
the
what-
sand's
Maddie
warm.
lays in her front driveway.
I do.
so-
And in the sand, the warm sand. Oh, doesn't that feel so good
Okay,
though?
but now I just said that sound.
No, you can't.
Excuse me.
But yeah, they're so fun to watch, and I love the friends of the elephant seals. They're like the
give the
conservatory,
tours,
and
yeah.
they always have people out there just talking about it. And he'll like, do you want to feel their coat? And they're shedding off right now. They're molting, which is so interesting.
It's
I
also
didn't know
disgusting.
seals molted, but yeah, they look like they're all just like they look like
Torn
they got
apart.
terrible. Yeah, they look like they're torn apart. Or they got a terrible sunburn. And
Yeah, no,
it's
they
all
look like
peeling off.
they look like me during my first sunburn, like a week after I get sunburned for the first time.
And
a
they
year.
actually have a live feed there too, so you can actually look.
Oh,
up.
do they?
Yeah, they have
Oh,
a
cool.
camera, so
Oh,
you can
okay.
see it
Oh, we
24
should
hours.
take
Liz.
that.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up,
But
Oh,
you've
that's
never
cool.
been to the Avila Barn. Next time you go over to
don't
the
think I
beach,
have.
you should check it out. So it's kind of like I don't know, I describe
A
it like a
farmer's
big
market.
farmer's
It's like a
market.
big farmer's
okay.
market.
There's animals around the outside edge, goats and llamas
Oh, okay,
and
no, I don't
cows
remember
that
And,
you can
I mean,
feed.
residents there literally go there for groceries. Like they actually go there for their produce because it's all
Tons of
fresh.
fruit and
Yeah.
veggies.
Like a lot of the strawberries, that actually I did buy over the weekend on Saturday.
Some good strawberries.
I bought some strawberries, and oh my gosh, they were good. Oh man,
sounds
like the
good.
Central Coast strawberries. You know how like they have them set up.
Oh yeah.
Every once in a while, I will like that is like a.
Yum.
Oh man, they were good.
That sounds really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, and they have like baked goods, pies, and like gifts. And there's an ice cream shop and a food counter where you can get like a tri-tip sandwich for lunch. It's fun.
Just kind of mosey around. And
Yeah,
relax.
it's super cute.
It's a good activity to like mosey around, just hang out and just
Get some snacks.
at a very slow pace. Like get a hot drink or a tea or whatever, and just like walk around, and it's very.
And it was just
Very
like
nice.
it was kind of cloudy and cool, but it was just so lush and green, and it was just very chill. Like we didn't do a ton.
Yeah.
The kids played nonstop with their friends,
Nothing
so
wrong
that
with
was
that.
nice. It was fun. I love it. A good campfire every night, lots of s'mores. Our friends do this thing. They have a projector like a little small projector. So like we would set it up around the campfire and the kids would watch a movie at night.
Oh, they have a little blow-up screen.
So cute. No, it's like a screen she found at like some thrift shop, but it's it's really cute. It's pretty, it's a good size one, but yeah, it was fun. It was just very relaxing. Got to sleep in every morning. Was not waking up at 3. I slept until like 6:30. Ugh.
Oh, wow. Actually, that's pretty good for you.
I know. It was very nice.
Especially on the beach.
Yeah, especially on the beach.
Read a lot. Oh, so good.
Yeah, how many books did you finish?
I finished one on the way over there and started a new one. And I got really far into it because it was so good.
You can read and drive?
It depends on the road.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it definitely depends on the road.
You
And
mean
where
you-
you're sitting, right?
As a
I was not
passenger,
driving as a
yes.
passenger, yes. But like in the back seat, that would probably be different. But in the
Yes.
front seat and it's wide open, the truck.
Maddie's
like,
doing this while she's driving.
only if the book is really good.
Then she listens
And only
to
at stoplights. But yes, audiobooks are also good.
it. She's cheesy.
Yeah.
Audiobooks?
Oh, audiobooks,
Yeah.
yes. But not at stoplight you're reading.
Sure.
So let's talk about, you're just talking about how like, it's just like the life's simple pleasures, right? And how like, that just made you happy.
Yeah.
So let's go to this next slide.
Okay.
Because this is interesting, and obviously it's going to make sense. Our pursuit of happiness is actually making us miserable. It's making us miserable.
Okay.
And it is going to make sense, right?
Okay.
It's going to make sense here. Here we go with this. He
looks happy.
My favorite is the stock footage that we get. It's like, this is my favorite thing. Okay. So researchers at the University of Toronto are calling this the happiness paradox. They found trying to be happier is mentally exhausting. So it's draining our ability to use self-control and willpower. So now as a result, we're more susceptible to temptation, making, that like self-destructive type of behavior and those decisions that make us less happy. So experts are suggesting, it's important to accept that you may not be happy all of the time. You may be sad. You may have moments of depression. You may just kind of feel like you're in a funk. Embrace that. That is natural. And then appreciate what you already have. Like almost like doing like self-inventory, right? Like what do you have? What are the things in life that make you happy that I think a lot of us take for granted every day? And then acknowledge like what are the things that maybe you take for granted that are actually a source of happiness, or what are the things that you can do to remind yourself like, hey, this is a source of happiness for me. This has always been a source for happiness for me. I need to kind of lean into this a little bit more.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think in society, people want to keep up with the Joneses, and that's happiness.
That's what they perceive as happiness, right?
That's what they perceive as happiness. Oh, my friend Johnny and his, wife have this,
You're
so
right.
we should look at getting something similar.
You're
so we
100% right.
No,
It's
everybody's
kind of like,
lives are different.
Right.
What I can afford, somebody else may not be able. It doesn't mean you're any less, or you can't enjoy life any the same. You know what I mean? Live within your means and be happy with what you have.
So let's just, I don't know, let's think about this for a second. What is something that you may take for granted that is like at the end of the day, like a source of happiness for you? Not necessarily something that is like grand or anything like that. You wouldn't necessarily even think about it on a regular basis, but it is a source of happiness. So like for me, I know that like I love in the afternoons, whether it's a coffee shop or like a wine bar or something, sitting down by myself, mind you, and just like sitting out, soaking up a little bit of sun and just kind of like, and hanging out. Like to me, there is joy that comes from, like immense joy that comes from that one action that I try to give myself every once in a while. And it's nice because I can kind of self-reflect. I can, pause, and it's very enjoyable.
That's a good question.
You don't know?
I don't know.
no?
I mean, reflecting of it, like what you're.
No, and it doesn't like
Just
reflect
little
it, but
simple
like
things that bring
what
you
are
joy.
yeah, like what are things that like bring you joy that you might do on a regular basis, but it's just like it almost becomes mundane.
Oh, I don't know if there's an action. I would say what brings me happiness is being blessed with good health. I mean, for me, sometimes you take that for granted.
Like thinking about like that you have good health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that is something that I reflect on a lot, in my, whether I do it, my daily devotion or whatever, I'm always thankful for good health and what I have, not what I could have or what I need.
So the act of pausing
yeah.
and reflecting on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When I run, I'll do that. I'm like, God, I'm so grateful that I can. Like,
Yeah.
you don't actually always enjoy like the process, but it's like, I have these legs that can carry me and these lungs that can breathe. And so many people don't have that. Like, and I'm not saying that you can't be happy without that, but I am grateful that I have that ability.
Yep.
And another thing that I've been doing is, I read a lot of like old books, like, written in like the 1700s, the 1800s, and they enjoyed nature in a different way than we do. Like, they would pause and they would just, because there wasn't as much to look at or do, they would just appreciate trees and the sky and clouds or birds. And so like this week driving to the beach, I was just like, wow, look at that tree.
Well, I came
It sounds really weird, but seriously, they're beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, the green, the lush hillsides, and those beautiful wildflowers. So enjoying nature, I would say.
I think sometimes
and making you laugh.
we forget about those times. Like I came across several years ago in my grandparents' closet. I came across 9mm videos.
Oh,
they were still on a reel.
How cool!
And I remember playing them, and I was like, "Wow, this was what it was like in the 1940s."
Cool.
And they were in the back. They were jumping in the pool after church. My grandparents would be in their Sunday best with a picnic basket, and they were in the redwoods, and they were found video. You could see video of them rocking their picnic basket in their Sunday best, and you could see the trees all around because they didn't have any of those other distractions. So I was like, man, when's the last time, honestly, somebody could say, after a day at church, they got a picnic basket and they went to the woods?
I love that.
I'm so
really
glad that you
cool.
brought that up, Kev, because so I had a similar experience just a couple weeks ago. So during Christmas, our family, so during the pandemic, I took like all of our newer video camera footage and digitized them, right? But then all of my early years, like baby videos, it was all on VHS. Well, we don't have a VHS player anymore because, seriously, who does? Okay.
Because I digitized all my VHS tapes.
So, so during Christmas, we sent all of my baby VHS videos, to get digitized and everything. And it ended up being the first 3 or 4 years of my life that, on video. And I hadn't seen this in no joke, 20 years. So, if not longer. I mean, it's been so long. And some of this video I'd never even seen before. But what I loved about it is you didn't get 5, 6, 7, 8 second clips.
I know.
It was 10 minutes of video.
Right.
20 minutes of video.
You just let it roll.
You just let it roll.
On all of the Christmas present opening and stuff like that.
And do you know what we found? So we're sitting around, our whole family is together. We're sitting around watching this stuff. We didn't fast forward. We were present in the moment. It was all, I think one of the nostalgic factors of it was that in that time, everyone there was present.
Right.
They weren't distracted. They weren't what were you saying just a moment ago? Just how now we have all these
Right.
I said,
all
when's
the
the last
distractions.
time a family got done with Sunday church and got a picnic basket?
There was no one just sitting there doing this and going
so true, so
it was just kind of da, da, da. And there was none of that. It was almost it was the lack of distractions that you saw in the video was so loud. Right? Because everyone was present.
Yeah.
In all of the situations, whether it was, Christmas morning, unwrapping the presents, or, a school function, or, whatever it may be. The only time that there was a distraction was someone taking a camera that was the size of a brick and taking pictures.
Oh, we had an RCA over the shoulder.
There was obviously people doing that too, but it was just a reminder of.
That's what we should do if we can. We should bring in some old videos.
Old video? Let's do that
Hard to
sometime.
find.
Because I've digitized all mine.
Well, you have pictures though that you could share too.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. I love going through taking the boxes out of the closet and looking through
The old
photos.
pictures. I should look through those with my kids.
So one of the things that we did, actually a couple a month or two ago, my brother and I were talking, and my niece, his daughter Olivia, she's about to turn 1. She turned 11 months yesterday. Is that hard to believe? But we wanted to see. We always talked about how, my niece looks a lot like me.
She does look a lot like you.
Like a lot like me. So we're doing the baby pictures. But then we were like, well, but I look like, Grandpa. I look like Grandma here. So we got the old, we had to go, take the box and go, blow all the dust off. We started looking through old photos of like my grandparents and great grandparents, black and white, fade. And we're going, this looks like Olivia.
Isn't that funny?
And so a baby picture of my grandmother looking identical to Olivia. That was fun. Just sitting with the box and physically going through the pictures. Not doing this with the pictures.
I
but
worry about that. Like, where are
physical?
I don't even know where some of my kids' baby videos are because they're on an old phone somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't even know what to do about that or what to do with them.
If you have it, you
Didn't
need
have
to.
iCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how do I they're there, but how do I pull those out to watch with them when they're, older and stuff?
You just need like a computer of some sort.
Yeah, you put them in a file on a computer and
Okay.
I will say that's why the iCloud and
that's why
the
iCloud's so
cloud.
important for people to have.
Yeah, seriously, it's like
switch
you
phones, everything's in
store
your cloud.
everything's there.
And the first couple phones I had were not ever hooked up to the iCloud.
so
but they're on those phones,
you can get them.
I could turn them
usually
on
when you
and
get a new phone, you
download
transfer
them.
everything to that new phone. Not so
Yeah,
much.
but not if I didn't have like I said, the same phone or
Yeah.
the same format because I switched phones and I didn't always have the iPhone. So, but it is. I feel like I'm probably not alone and things are scattered and they're also in shorter clips and they're not in the long.
So I have a and I don't know. I might need your help on this. You might know. So I have a Mac, one of my original MacBooks from 2010, 2008, 2009, 2010. It's got photos on there, videos. I don't remember the password.
Oh, that's hard.
That was my high school laptop. No. I don't remember my password to that. And I don't even know how to get, and there are videos. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Because at the time, iCloud, all that stuff, it was kind of different back then.
Yeah, I don't know how you, if you free your,
so,
to log into
if there's any Apple experts out there, please help me. I've tried, I don't know how to get into, maybe
you
I
can't
can
even log in to the computer.
Yeah, maybe I can just take it to the Genius Bar. It still turns on.
Yeah.
It says what's your password?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. But I have pictures, videos, I got all that stuff on there.
Yeah, our stuff is it's so scattered compared to how it used to be you just took it all and then you kept the VHS tape when you were done and then you get a new one.
Did you ever have a bag of disposable cameras or the camera rolls?
We used to use disposable cameras and then the camera rolls and go take them
we
to
would
get developed.
we would always have them in a grocery bag, and then once the grocery bag got full, then we were all right.
Oh, okay.
Print these out, and then
I would take them right away. I was so impatient.
Oh,
yeah.
That was one of my first jobs.
Developed. What?
The Walmart Photo Center.
Here we go again with Kevin's
Kevin
jobs.
has had the most interesting array of jobs, I swear.
Yep, worked at the Walmart Photo Center.
Okay.
Then when I left town to
I feel like I've heard some funny stories about this
school,
before.
I worked in the Walmart Photo Center. Oh, let me just say.
I'm right. I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, the Walmart Photo Center, there was definitely many types of photos.
But and someone has to look at those as they develop them. Well, not look at them, but you see them.
I'm sorry, you have to look at them. You have to put them in the. You're seeing them, yeah.
Seeing all of them?
Things you don't want to see?
No, when you develop, you put the and then they pop out they're right here. It just amazed me. Yeah, TMI. It amazed me that people really thought it would be okay to send these rolls to the photo center.
Here's my thing. Did
but
you
on
ever?
The flip side,
well, really quick. Did you ever have someone come in and say, "I'd like to pick up my photos," and you're like, "Oh, I know what you look like."
Yeah, but on the other flip, it got very scary too because there were several occasions where I had to call the police.
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, unfortunately, we were out of time
because people would have developed children. Yeah.
Well, that took a turn.
I'm just saying.
That's terrifying.
It is.
That from adults to having to call police, and the police would have to show up, and then we'd have to call the police when they were coming to pick their. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
I'm glad those days are over. Ooh. You know what I mean? It was, yeah.
Oof.
But.
Well, on that note.
Rolls of film.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for After Sunrise. We'll be back tomorrow.
The careers.